Hey everybody, today I'm planting a fruit tree. It's one of my favorite things to do in life. This is an avocado tree, the Pinkerton avocado. It's a premier avocado, one of the best tasting varieties I've ever had. It's a fantastic tree. You could keep it small and it makes a lot of fruit, super productive, and the flavor is amazing. It tastes as good, or I think it tastes better than even the Hass avocado, which is the industry standard. Check it out. This tree is really precocious too, meaning it wants to make fruit even in a container like this, which is pretty good for avocados. So let's get started. Let's start planting. I put this bar here for a reason. This shows me where the soil line is, and you'll notice that my hole is pretty big, but it's not deep, and there's a reason for that. I'm gonna plant this tree above the soil grade, and there's reasons for that. Reason number one is you want the graft line to be well above the soil line. If the graft line, which the graft line is right here, if you look here, there's the graft line. If this goes below the soil, the tree is gonna be in trouble. It's not gonna be healthy at all. And so that's one reason. And another reason is once we plant the tree and we start watering and we backfill the soil, the tree will naturally fall and meet the soil line. So if we plant this tree at the soil line, it'll sink below the soil line, and then that's gonna cause a problem. So I'm gonna plant this up pretty high. So here's my soil line here, and here's my tree here. That's what I want. Yeah, that's good. About 2 inches above the soil line, okay? Now I've talked to a lot of growers in Southern California, a lot of avocado growers, orchard owners, and I always ask them, when you plant your trees, what do you put as soil amendment? What do you put in your soil to, improve it? And across the board, they've always say that they put absolutely nothing. They put native soil. They plant the trees in native soil. They don't add compost or anything like that. And I usually do the same with my avocado trees, but if you're planting another type of fruit tree that's not native or is not used to this climate, you're gonna want to add some more compost, something to get some kind of nutrients to get the tree going. So in this case, I'll add some compost just to show you guys how I like to mix my compost into the soil when I'm planting certain kinds of fruit trees. So walk with me over here, guys. We're gonna go over to my compost bin. Guys, come take a look at this. Look at that. That's what a good compost bin should look like. Look at all those worms breaking down all the organic matter that we threw in here. Potato peels, spinach leaves, kale, any kind of leftovers, any organic matter goes into there, and the worms do the rest. This is beautiful, really rich soil compost that will supercharge your trees. So I'm gonna get some of this. Oops. The door of my compost bin just went in. Gotta fix that. I'm gonna put it into a bucket. Look at all those worms. They're gonna aerate the soil, and once they poop, they'll leave a lot of nutrients in the soil, help the tree thrive. Let's go back to the tree. Got my compost in here. I'm gonna mix it with some native soil. Look at all those worms. Yes. Mix it pretty well with the native soil. Now, if you live in a hot climate with a clay heavy soil that doesn't drain well, this is actually, I highly recommend you do this. But if you live in a place like where the soils are pretty good, like here we have like a sandy, loamy kind of soil, which we're kind of close to the ocean. So our soils are pretty forgiving and they drain pretty well. So usually I don't add any compost. So, but in this situation, I just want to show you guys how it's done, just for the video's sake, There it is. Look at that root mass. Amazing root development. Now there's something I have to do here. I'm gonna liberate these roots. They've been pot bound for so long. I don't want this tree to get pot bound and not spread out. The goal is to spread these roots as far and wide as possible for the tree to grow well. So start working these roots, you know, just loosening the soil a little bit just to get the tree ready to spread its roots far and wide. Look at all that crazy amount of roots. This tree is pretty healthy. There we go. All right, in. Soil back. We don't need this anymore. Just throw my soil back. All right, look at my mound. I built like a berm to keep water in this region, and that's very important. You want the water to stay, and you don't want it to spread all the way out. You want it to water this certain area, so it's good to build a nice berm around the perimeter of the tree. All right, and now mulch time. Mulch is the most important thing, I think, when planting and taking care of avocados. I'm gonna put a healthy layer of mulch on the tree. See, people, cocoa mulch smells like chocolate. It's my favorite kind of mulch. Put it in. Nice healthy layer. I just put a lot of mulch in. Avocado's roots actually grow in the mulch. A healthy avocado tree has its roots actually growing within the mulch and in the soil below. I have seen a lot of avocado trees where their roots actually grow inside the mulch. All right, last step, water. Slow and low. Doesn't have to be that much water. A high stream. I'll leave this on maybe for 10 minutes at the most. Again, avocado's roots are pretty shallow, and you can kill the tree if you water it too much. It'll get root rot, and I don't want that. I want to avoid that. I'll water this whole basin a little bit, then I'll water the tree itself, the root mass. Oh, last thing. Actually, watering was not the last step. I'm gonna do something very controversial here, guys. A lot of people might disagree with this, but I'm gonna try it for this tree, and I'm gonna see how this tree reacts. I'm going to cut this tree back hard at the time of planting, and there's two reasons why I'm gonna do that. The first reason is, look at all this exposed branch. Look at all these exposed branches. Now avocados, all the way up to here. Look at all these, how this is all exposed. Avocados are really susceptible to sunburn. They'll get sunburned very easily, and I don't want this tree to get sunburned. The leaf production is not strong enough to protect these fragile branches. So if I leave the tree the way it is, when the sun hits it, all of this will become sunburned and it will eventually die off. So I'm gonna have to cut it back, and I don't want to paint. I can paint this whole tree white and that'll block the sunburn, but I don't want a white looking tree like this. It's too ugly. I want some to me that's not beautiful. I want something beautiful. I want a beautiful looking tree. So I'm gonna cut it back. Another reason is I've noticed with avocado trees, and this is true also for mango trees, if you cut it back, it will, I've found that it grows back stronger, you know? This tree was in a 5-gallon pot, but it should have went to a 7-gallon or 15-gallon pot. So all this growth has pushed out, but the tree's roots were in a small pot. If I cut it back, I'll give the roots a chance to grow strong, and they don't have to support all of this branching, all these leaves. They don't have to support all that. They'll have time to grow within the soil, and they don't have to get stressed from supporting all these branches and leaves. So those are the 2 reasons why I'm going to cut this tree back. So I don't like doing this. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff, but I think it's for the best for the future of the tree. So here we go. I don't want to do it. There it is. Cut that, and I'm gonna cut here too. Oh no, I feel bad, but I don't want to do it. Here we go. There it is. Okay, I'll leave this as my nurse branch just to make sure the grafted part stays alive, and I'm gonna paint all this region right here. You want to prevent sunburn on your avocados? I use a water-based paint. I'm just going to paint my tree. This will block any sunburn to the trees, and it won't affect the growth. Oh, I shouldn't have painted that part. Look, the nursery I bought it from, they already painted this region right here. I'll just add another coat. And I'll paint my nurse branch too to block any sunburn. Alright folks, there it is. There's my tree, planting a fruit tree. I'm so happy you can join me. I love planting trees. It's one of my favorite things to do in my whole life. It's a beautiful day, and I'm glad you were here to join me as I did all this. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit like. Have a great day. Thank you.